What year and how old were you when you left Vietnam and came to the United States?
Actually, I left in 92. I left Vietnam in 92. Actually, first I came to Canada first under sponsorship of my older brother, my oldest brother, because he went there first. So he sponsored the entire family over. Then after that, I got married with my wife here, and then I moved here in 95.
Did you meet your wife here in the States or did you meet her back in Vietnam?
We met in Vietnam. We were in the same university, and we met over there. And then she went here under because her father was in a high position under old government. So he got jailed for some time, but after he got out, and the U.S. government sponsored those people over, you know, those people who serve under old government over to U.S. here. So their families was under that category. So she went here, and then after that, I met her here.
It's like how long were you in Canada? Was that very brief?
Actually, I tried to cross overseas. Actually secretly tried to cross overseas a few times, but failed. Uh, it mostly because uh, when I was there, the every every man, I mean, at the age of 18, I believe 18, at the age of 18, had to go to serve kind of it's a country, you have to go, you have to join the army for at least 3 years. And because at the time, Vietnam was fighting in Cambodia, against Pol Pot, and then they tried to establish whatever over there. I have no idea with that. But at the time, I had to, somehow if I turn 18, most likely that I had to join the army, Vietnamese army.
Yeah.
But my father didn't want to because most people when they not most people, but we see as people surrounding us, young people, young men are surrounding our neighborhood. Went to Cambodia, they came back, with their hand or their leg amputated. So my parents, of course, they didn't want myself or my brother or sister to be like that. So they tried to get us out of Vietnam, no matter what. And I tried to cross the sea a few times to US, but I got caught. I got caught and then got jailed a few times. Came back just until my brother could sponsor us over.
You mentioned that your brother left first and he was able to co-sponsor you to bring you over
Yeah,
there.
because
Um,
my oldest brother he crossed overseas. So he had the same shooters and my older brother. He was in second year of medical school, and then because he at the time he was about 18 or 20, I forgot. And then he got the second year in medical school. Another 2 year he would be a doctor. But then the local government called, hey, they sent us letter. If he wanted to continue with the school, then he had to serve 3 years in the army. And my parent didn't want that, so he had to go hide. He had to go hide. I remember that at the time when he was in hiding at my aunt place, and you know, the local government, they send police, the police, just stay around our house to check out our house every time. We went out or something. There's people watching us to see whether my brother, somehow came home, then they they could go and get him. So they we that's why my parents tried to get him out, and luckily that he got out. And he wanted to go to US, but because the time it took to US so long, it's take few years. He didn't want that, so he landed in Canada because it took him shorter time. Short time. It's about
Yeah.
6 months to migrate to Canada.
That time frame between when he was being called for mandatory war service, so that 3 years of war service, and when he actually got to Canada, how long was he like in hiding for?
Actually, he was hiding. He got uh, he got into medical school in 76, I believe, and 76 or I right after 75. I don't recall exact years, but he got out of Vietnam in 78 or 79. It took him 1 or 2 years in hiding. He just hide, he hid in one place to another. Sometime at my, I have, because my family had a few ants over there. So he just one day, one night he's on this house, and the other few couple of weeks later he was in another house, just one place to another, not exactly in one place. But he rarely to came home because he knows that when he went home, he may got caught. So that's why he just hid in my aunt's houses. So it took him about a couple years, I think 1 or 2 years before he could get out.
What was life like when you initially moved to the US?
The most struggle that we when we went here is was the language. The language is was the most struggle um, that we try to adapt to. When we try to deal with daily activities, the language is the key, and we didn't understand anything. We couldn't even myself when I was at a time I was in good standing in school, actually in school. I'm very good student, very excellent student. But then when I came here, I was just, kind of a bit less than average student. Not because I couldn't grab with I couldn't understand the language, the language. I remember when I did, for example, physics or math um, in my major is I'm very good at math. I was very good at math and physics when I was in Vietnam. But when I came here, I struggled with just simple problem in math or physics just because I couldn't understand what is said in the in the problem. So, every words and every things I had to look up to a dictionary to try to understand the problem, to solve the problem. Even though in math and physics it has a little words in there, but I struggle.
Were there communities where there were a lot of other Vietnamese people there that you kind of felt closer to home and you could, speak, your native language to them?
Oh, when we came here, things were so strenuous, everything's strange actually. We scared of meeting people because we couldn't understand what they said, you know. So when we met anyone on the road or on the street, we just try to get away from them. Not because we couldn't understand what they say.
Which city did you live in when you first moved here?
When I came here, I live in Chino. We just live around Chino Hills, you know, just around Southern California.
Is there like a thriving Vietnamese population there?
Yeah. Not many Vietnamese over here. It is mostly they occupy in Santa Ana or in Orange. In Santa Ana is about 20-30 minutes from here. But I like it here now because after years over here, and I have met with a lot of people, and they are very friendly. They're friendly, cultural, helpful.
So have you been back to Vietnam since moving to the US? How
Yeah,
many times?
yeah, I did. I did few times, but I haven't been back for the past probably 10 years.
What's the biggest takeaway after coming back from Vietnam and after not being there for so long?
They change a lot. They change a lot. When I came back, there were a lot of things that I couldn't recognize anymore. Even on my own street. Mm. At the time I was there, it seemed that I remember I could go how to play. People mostly they were very friendly, cordial, helpful, uh, where especially when you were in need, and they were willing to help. But then when at the time I came back, the first time I came back, then people seem they don't care anything anymore, even though it seemed that people they just care their own life. They don't care anything else around them. They try to survive, to make living. At the old time, at my time when I was there, even though we were poor, but we still, uh, taking care of other if they in need. But when I came back, I don't see that. I didn't see that.